Hi, it's Linda and Brian from Faithful Fields Homestead. Today we're going to take you around the garden. It's going to be our June garden tour, and we're going to show you everything that's going on in the garden. But first off, I wanted to show you guys a book that we got at the library. It's called The Family Kitchen Garden. And this book, I've been making notes, but this book tells you month by month what to do, what to sow, what to harvest, what to eat. They have some little recipes in it. I thought it was a very interesting book for anybody that's new like us, learning to garden. So we found this at our library. So let's take you down to our garden and see what's going on.
Alright. So here we have our potatoes. Still growing. I see one here dying off. So he may be ready to harvest in a couple of weeks. But yeah, they're all doing pretty good. I see another one over there dying off. So I know that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to die off, and you wait a couple weeks and then you harvest the potatoes. So we actually, in one spot, I was curious, we dug down a little bit and we did see some potatoes down in there. We just quickly buried them back up because I don't think they were ready yet. So potatoes are doing good. Now we come over here. Cucumbers. They're doing good. I'm trying to train them to go up the vines. And we do have some cucumbers.
Look at that one.
Got one here. We have a couple more somewhere here and there.
Yeah.
I think we got another one right there somewhere.
Lots of buds on the cucumbers.
Oh yeah.
Very excited about that.
So here's our pole beans, which are doing well. Now something eating some of the leaves. Got some holes in some of these leaves here. But we'll try and address that as we go.
Water.
Now some of these are really climbing really well.
And as you can see, we've been putting straw. We've been working in the garden because the weeds are horrible. So we've been putting straw down. That seems to be helping.
Yeah, we got this nice little straw path here.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some beans so I can can some beans this year.
And our tomatoes are doing good.
Watch behind you.
That pepper's behind me. But yeah, we got one little monster looking. Got a couple flowers butted into each other there. But I got another one down here.
Those are what, black beauties?
These are black beauties. And yeah, we're getting more.
Almost stepping on the pepper plants.
Another one. We have some others, a couple more. This is another black beauty plant. Yeah, we're trying to see how badly the weeds and grass is taking over the garden.
And I don't know if anybody else loves this, but the smell of the tomato plant leaves smells so good to me. It's just, oh, such a good smell. Does anybody else like the smell of the tomato plant leaves?
Here we got our peppers, which we are seeing buds on the peppers. Still a lot of weeding to do around here. We're working our way through the garden. We got lots of weeds.
This here is my okra. I got one here, one there, and there's one more down there. First year growing okra, so I'm hoping we get something out of this. I heard it was really good for diabetes, so I'm hoping that would be a plus.
Something's getting to these pretty bad.
Well, I think these were supposed to be cabbage or Brussels sprouts. I know these are more of a cold winter plant. Again, I've learned quite a bit from reading that book. So
Something starting there.
might get one or two. The rest will probably go to the piggies and the goats.
And more weeds just taking over the garden. Well, we got our carrots here. They seem to be doing pretty good.
These things here, I think, are something. I think they may be onions.
Well, we actually pulled a few carrots out of here, a couple small ones, and we tasted them, and they just taste so much better than the grocery store. So much better.
And we also we got our radishes out, which we had watermelon radishes, which I roasted up in the oven with some bacon and garlic, or bacon grease and garlic, and the kids loved it. We had spinach already. We had a lot of red Russian kale that I froze. We ate a bunch of that and I froze some. And then we had a little bit of beets. They didn't do so well because I think I planted them too close together. But I roasted them last night with some radishes, and they were so sweet. They were so good. My daughter, who doesn't like canned beets, loved them.
Here we got another row of tomato plants. And somewhere here, I noticed, yeah, we're getting more tomatoes coming up. There's a little cluster of tomatoes here. And some more black beauties, which we got. Some nice ones looking coming up. Got a couple more on this plant here. Get the leaf out of the way. They're looking good. Yeah, we got a little cluster here. Some more.
Bunch of black beauties coming.
Oh yeah, they're. Now we have this one here. A nice little cluster. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4.
They might be Romas. We got Romas. We got a couple other different kinds.
Yeah, but we got them mixed up. We didn't label everything good, so it's kind of different. Now here are grapevine. Grapes all over the place on this thing.
This thing is loaded.
Yeah, it's just
Grapes.
Yeah, it's loaded with grapes.
So I see some, of course, grapes for the kids and us. Some grape jelly. Some grape juice. I mean, it is loaded. Look at all those.
We got a bunch here. All kinds of grapes on this thing. And here we got a bunch of pepper plants to go in. Probably get them in the next couple days. Then we have this hazelnut tree. I'm gonna let that grow a little more before we put it in the ground. So down here we have our strawberry plants. We have 8 of them. Every once in a while we'll see a strawberry we'll pluck off once in a while. They're really not producing a lot yet. We got jalapeno peppers down here. And then we have a couple rows of tomato plants down here. Been working on trying to get the weeds out, get some straw down, some hay down, try and keep the weeds down, try to control them. And down here we have zucchini plant, which we have a couple zucchinis on there. One there, another one there, and squash.
Squash is producing.
Yeah, squash is coming up. We're getting some squash. Got a couple on this plant. Another one here. Oh, we have a
Big one there.
good size one over here. Coming out. The squash is doing good.
Big one, biggest one right there.
Yeah. Oh, losing weight. There you go. Got a couple on there. Another one coming up. And we got more tomato plants. And those peppers I showed earlier are eventually we'll start going in this area. We gotta cultivate it, get all this grass and weeds out. But that's our next thing to go in the ground, some more peppers.
I'm going to take you over to the apple tree and show you the apple tree and the pear tree next. So here we are down by our apple tree, and I don't know if anybody knew, if you could tell by looking at these apples what kind they are. This tree was already here on the property, and I know it's got the fungus thing, we've been treating it, but it's producing a lot of apples, so I was wondering if anybody knew what kind they were, and if you did, you could leave it in the comments for us, please. This is our peach tree. It's really, this was on the property too. It is struggling. It has a lot of sap coming out of it. We have been treating this too. So I'm going to try to look up and see what else I can do to kind of make it stronger, to be able to fight off the disease. But I'm hoping to get at least enough that I can freeze some for some pie or can some. So we'll see. So here is our berry area. As you can see, we have a blueberry bush that we got from Tractor Supply that I've been picking about a handful of blueberries a day and freezing them because I want to make blueberry pie. Another blueberry. These two are blueberries that were transplanted from the other side of the house. They're probably not going to produce any berries this year, but... And as you can see again with the weeds, terrible. I'm working in this area. Over there's a goji berry. Goji berry. This is our blackberry that's finally getting some buds. We did have a raspberry that didn't make it. And then our mysterious tomato plant that just came up out of nowhere with a bunch of tomatoes on it. So we're just leaving him in there and letting him go. So thank you for coming and touring our garden with us. It's been fun. We're still learning a lot, and hopefully our next garden will be even better. But for 6 months, I think we've done pretty good, and I'm glad you guys were able to come and be with us. See you guys later.